Hey, what's up, everybody? Torre Sanz here. Gosh, my inbox and email has been overflowing with questions, and I'm happy to oblige. So I just want to say thank you for those who are taking interest in my Q&As here on YouTube, and I'm going to do my best to answer your questions as best as I can. And no questions too personal, I don't think, at least at this point, from the questions that I've received thus far. Everything seems to be like in good taste. So thank you for taking it easy on me during this first round of Q&As that I've decided to do for myself here on YouTube. And of course, feel free to send your questions to my inbox on Facebook, or you can post them on IG. And you can send them to me on Twitter. So I'm going to have all that information along with this video. But first, let me get to it. So, because my time is limited, I have some questions from a friend of mine who I've interacted with quite a bit on Facebook. He goes by the name of Marcus Bynum. And hopefully that's not an issue with me, mentioning you, Marcus. But thank you for taking the time to send me some questions here, and I will answer them. So let's start with the very first one. You're asking about career goals. Torre, what are your career goals? Well, obviously it has to do with media. Everything that I do, it's media oriented. And a quick background on myself. My very first job was in radio. I was 16 years old. And I fell in love with radio about age 12, 13, grew up watching Casey Kasem and Donnie Simpson on television, and they were a huge inspiration in my choices for career. Actually, I wanted to be a singer in the very beginning, but then I kind of like switch gears, and I was just like, no, maybe, radio is my thing. So once I landed a job in radio at the age of 16, during just doing like some miscellaneous stuff, it piqued my interest even more, and here I am. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to making a life out of in terms of a career. Maybe a morning show, syndicated morning show like Tom Joyner or Steve Harvey. I would love that. It's going to take a lot of work, and it has been a lot of work over the course of several years, but I'm still working towards that. So that's what the career goal is at this point. Hopefully I'll be able to, accomplish that within the next couple of years and, make it to Ryan Seacrest status, I hope. But if that doesn't, I don't know. Right now, I'm just still focusing on my dream as a radio personality, which I've been in and out of the radio industry for several years. And I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon with that. Okay. All right. So the next question is married and a family. Do I have any plans to get married and start a family? Yes. I've been very outspoken about my stance on equality and gay marriage. I think that everyone should be entitled to have that right to marry whomever they want, be it gay or straight. Yeah, love is definitely in the air. I see myself tying the knot within a few years or less, but I'll keep everybody posted on that. But yeah, I definitely would love to be married and also adopt children. That's in the cards for me, very much so. The next question is, which celebrity would you fuck, marry, date besides the game? Obviously, everybody knows that I'm a huge The Game fan. The rapper The Game, whom thankfully I had the opportunity of working for briefly on his Be a Music Pro website, which was a lot of fun in itself and like a dream come true, because I'm like, man, this is a guy that, I have like such a huge crush on. He's like my celebrity crush. And I get picked up for, working on his website, his entertainment website. So enough of that. Anyways, who would I fuck? Well, I would say I'm going to take it to the left. Brian Pumper. He's a porn star. He's in straight porn, obviously. But his fascination with, like with, you know, the ass. Yeah. If anyone has seen any of his videos, then you know the boy is a freak. So when it comes to just like no strings attached, you know, just like kinkiness and screwing around, I think Brian Pumper is probably high on that list for me, because he's a freaky dude, and I think he's very attractive. He has a really nice body, and he looks like he's really good in bed. I mean, he is obviously in his videos, but he would definitely be someone that I would be interested in, you know, just, you know, messing around with on the sexual tip. In terms of dating, Common, the rapper Common, he's also an actor. Common is very informative. He's very intelligent, articulate, well-spoken. He is a visionary. He is an activist. He's someone who I feel like I would love to be around, you know, not necessarily marry, because he seems like the perfect guy. And perfection is not something that I'm interested in. I'm interested in like imperfections more so than perfection. But with Common, it seems like he would be a great person to date, you know, because I would be able to sit down and actually pick his brain to find out, you know, things of, you know, like basically his views and what he thinks on certain topics and stuff. And he just seems so educated and so sure of himself. And that's what I like about Common. So I would definitely love to go on a couple dates with Common. Now, in terms of who I'd like to marry, I'm going to go left on you again with this one. The basketball player, Ron Artest. Yes, indeed. Ron Artest is like, he's it for me. In terms of marriage, I know it sounds a little weird because, you know, he's been known to be like, you know, the bad boy, but he's like the Dennis Rodman of this generation. He doesn't care what people think of him. You know, he says what he wants, he does what he wants, and he plays by his own rules. And he's funny. And I like a guy with a great sense of humor. If you can be funny, keep me laughing, keep me on my toes, someone that kind of lives on the edge, you know, goes against the grain, goes against everything everybody else, like goes against everything that everybody else stands for. And you're like interested in provoking people and pushing the envelope further, then you've got my attention. That's someone that I would love to be a ride or die with, because I know that there's always going to be something exciting on the horizon. And I like to keep things spicy, and he's like a, you know, he's very tall, he's very handsome in my opinion, and he's funny. He's dangerously, like, you know, in a good way, like crazy, like hilarious. And I like him a lot. So I think that would be the type that I would marry. You know, someone who has a couple screws missing. I like that. I like that. That's very sexy to me. All right. So the next question is boxers, briefs, or commando, and whether or not I sleep naked or in PJs. I do sleep in pajama pants and no top. Sometimes in my boxer briefs. I love boxer briefs. Not too tight, not too loose. You know, I would never sleep naked unless I was, you know, in bed with my significant other. And even then, I usually don't like it because I tend to sweat a lot when I sleep without underwear on. So there's the answers to those questions. And then the other question that you, the final one was the first thing that attracts me to a guy. The first thing that attracts me to a guy is how tall he is. If you stand out in a crowd, if you're tall and you're like, just like towering over everybody in that group, for some reason, that is the most appealing thing to me ever. I don't know what it is, but since a very young age, I've always been attracted to tall people, giants. So if you're a giant, then automatically you're going to catch my attention because you're standing out over everybody. The next thing would be your smile. If you have a great smile, because I like guys with nice teeth and, you know, a nice smile, then that will pull me in too. You can't have a fucked up grill and be tall too. You got to have both. And then after that, everything else falls into place. The personality, you know, the sex appeal. I'm more about sex appeal than I am about the pretty boy image per se. So there you have it. I've answered those questions. I hope I've answered them to the best, you know, of my ability for you to understand, you know, who I am, what makes me tick, what I like, and what I don't like. So if all of you out there watching, you got any questions or whatever, please feel free to send them to me, torrysanz@gmail.com. I will be happy to answer them. And thanks again, Marcus, for sending me those questions. I appreciate it. And everybody, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. Mwah.